Is it still worth growing microgreens at home in 2025? Or is it just easier to buy them at the store? Today, I'm diving into the honest truth and sharing why now, more than ever, it actually matters more. And stick around because I'll reveal a hidden benefit of growing microgreens that most people don't even think about. So stick around. Hi, I'm Hiebel, founder of Amelia Island Microgreens, where we empower you to grow even better health in just 7 days. And we're excited to be the go-to place for all things microgreen learning. So let's dive in. One of the biggest challenges with getting fresh, nutrient-rich produce is pricing. So let's start there. In fact, that's one of the reasons why I started Amelia Island Microgreens. Well, I've been growing microgreens ever since I was 7 years old, and when COVID hit and the produce just got super funky, I realized that I had to share what I was doing because seeing the quality of the produce dip and the prices rise was really unsettling, and I knew that I had a solution that would really help. And one of the big reasons why is when you grow your own food at home, it's less expensive and it's fresh. You don't have to worry about what's getting put on it. You don't have to worry about pesticides, whether it's organic, all of that type of stuff. Let's be honest, microgreens can be expensive. A tiny little tray can cost you quite a lot. Whereas when you grow them at home, it's gonna be a fraction of that cost. And you have no control over how fresh store-bought microgreens are. They could be harvested yesterday, they could be harvested a week ago, and so you never really know how long of a shelf life they have. When you grow your microgreens at home, you have 7 to 14 days to eat off of them while they're still growing, and then once you've harvested them, you have another 7 to 14 days. So overall, you have about 28 days to eat your microgreens, whereas when you get them at the store, you have 1 to 2 weeks. That's almost double the amount of time you have to eat your microgreens, and you know what's on them. So that's really incredible. And I find when you grow your microgreens at home, since you are able to be in control of when they're harvested and how fresh they are, because they're not degrading, and it's a way lower cost, so that's pretty awesome. Another thing that I love about growing microgreens at home, you have total control over your food. You know what's being put on it, you know the quality of the water, you know there's no chemicals or pesticides, which with microgreen farmers there isn't because we don't need that to grow fresh food. However, you get to know what is going on your microgreen, where it's being grown, and the quality and the cleanliness of that tray. So super important stuff. There's no hidden chemicals and no question marks. You get to be a part of that entire process and you are in control. I've been learning about the produce and the food chain, and there's so much stuff you don't even want to know about that happens with our produce. So to be able to watch and experience what's going on with your microgreens, you're gonna know that it's good quality food and not something you just put in the back of your mind because you don't want to think about how bad our food is. So there's no question marks with that. And that is something I love because how our food is grown here in America is really unsettling. Health is more important than ever. In 2025, health is wealth. With the rise of obesity and all sorts of chronic illness, to be able to have something that can be live, nutrient-packed food is super incredible. In fact, I've been at A4M the past couple days, and I had a really interesting conversation with a guy. He asked me this question, which I'll ask to you. So if you were to get an apple from 1995 and eat it, how many apples in 2025 do you think we would need to eat in order to have the same nutrient content as that apple from 1995? Take a moment to guess, because the answer will completely shock you. I was off. Got your answer? I guess 7. It is not 7. It is 50 apples. That's right. 50 apples in 2025 is the equivalent of 1 apple in 1995. That is the nutrient content of 1 apple. That is where we are at. And it is very unsettling how our soil and our quality of food, the nutrition is just, it's depleting. And we need to do something about this. We can no longer just go to the store and get food that has the nutrition that we need. We need to add more into our food and enhance it with things like microgreens or supplements or something, because what we have now, we're not in a good state. And in 2025, we need to take action. So speaking of nutrition, let's talk about the nutrient content in microgreens. Microgreens are up to 40% more nutrient dense than your mature vegetables. They're super healthy for you. So you can think of this like a chicken and an egg. The egg's more nutrient dense because it has to grow a whole chicken. Same with your seed. It's gonna have to grow a whole plant. So you're eating it right when that nutrition from the seed is in your microgreens. Super healthy for you and super good. There's also a phytonutrient called sulforaphane, which has been researched to aid in cancer prevention and reduce inflammation. It is a really powerful phytonutrient. And there were a couple people that I was talking with at A4M who were like, we have a supplement that we give our cancer patients that is specifically broccoli sprouts that has that high sulforaphane content. It is super powerful stuff and people are catching on because microgreens are so powerful. So here's something you all will love. I know I love this part. It is easier than you think. When I started growing microgreens, I was 7 and I was dealing with a lot of chronic health challenges. I couldn't have gone out and grown a garden and put all that time into weed and worry about the bugs and the weather being too hot or too cold. And so to be able to have something that I could grow right inside in my kitchen countertop changed my life because I wouldn't have been able to grow anything had it not been for that. So all you need is a simple grow kit, no fancy equipment, or DIY it with some seeds and soil. You get a tray, some seeds, some soil, your spray bottle, and you're good to go. You just put it next to a window. In 7 days, you have microgreens. It's super cool. And once you start growing your microgreens, the cool thing is you can get your seeds delivered right to your door. So you never run out and you always have what you need to grow. I've put together a simple seed subscription service that is designed to keep you growing all year long. A lot of people think they need a really in-depth setup with all these grow racks, all these grow lights. You don't need that when you start. You simply need a 9-inch by 12-inch tray, like about that size, some seeds, some soil, and just put it right next to your window. Super simple, and from there you can expand. For me, I started with a small tray and expanded into a microgreen business. So growing your own food, it's really cool where that takes you. You never know where it goes. And hey, you may just start your own microgreen business or something different. If you're enjoying this video so far, be sure to hit the like and subscribe button and let me know in the comments below, what has been your biggest takeaway? What are you super excited about for microgreen growing in 2025? And since you're here, I have a feeling you're ready to start growing your microgreens. So I'd like to gift you one of my favorite things. Go to ameliaislandmicrogreens.com/101 for a free microgreen masterclass where I take you from microgreen beginner to microgreen grower. And in just a few days, you're gonna be ready to grow your microgreens easily and effortlessly. So I look forward to seeing you there. That's ameliaislandmicrogreens.com/101 for a free microgreen masterclass. So let's talk about the bigger picture. Even bigger than microgreens. Self-reliance and resistance is so important. Growing your own greens teaches you real life skills. And this is super important, especially if you have a kid and you want to teach them accountability and to get off their phone, then this is a great way to start giving them real life skills. And it teaches accountability too. You have to go and water them every day and just watch them, see how they're doing, check up on them. And it's super simple. You just lift the 2 trays, put a cup of water, put it back down, and you're ready to go. So it's not a lot of accountability, and yet it's just enough to make a difference. And one of the best things, there's no supply chain issues to stop you from having fresh live food. The grocery store could be collapsing, and you'll still have live, fresh food. And that is super important. Knock on wood, we don't have something like COVID happen again, but if we do, it is important to be able to have your own fresh live food easily and effortlessly. Another great thing, this is good for family bonding and for connecting with the people in your life that you really want to talk with that you may have a challenge with. Sometimes it's hard to connect with someone. What do? Do you go camping? Do you go watch a movie? Do you talk with someone? How do you connect? This is a great way to be able to connect on an even deeper level. We had someone for her birthday send out microgreen kits to her grandchildren, and then they all came on Zoom and planted them together. It's a really great way to be able to come together, learn something completely new, and have fresh live food at the end of it. I know when I started growing my microgreens at 7, I really got closer with my family because we connected on something that was totally different than what we usually do. After a while, you know your friends and family, and there isn't really like a whole lot of conversation starters. You can't say, how was your day today? Did anything interesting happen? You already know what happened because you live with them. Here's a way to be able to talk with them in a totally different way. A mental health boost. Have you been reading the statistics that having a houseplant in your house significantly reduces your level of stress and depression? Growing your microgreens is going to have that same effect while also being able to give you nutritional content that has the potential to reduce some of the inflammation or anything causing stress and depression or anxiety. And just a quick health disclaimer, always check with your health provider, and this is for educational purposes only. There's something about watching something grow, something that you nurture, that is incredibly grounding in today's fast-paced society. We're so used to instant gratification, having to have it now, having to have everything immediate, looking at the microwave and the 1 minute on there is too long. Everything's fast, fast, fast. And to be able to slow down and take things easy and take care of a plant and watch it grow in its own pace at its own time is super powerful. When I had significant health challenges and I couldn't really get out of the house, this was something that I could see that I was doing, that I had responsibility over, that I didn't really have much I could do, but at least I could take care of a plant. So it's super helpful and super beneficial for anyone going through a rough time right now. Every tray that you grow reduces transportation emissions. It supports soil health and builds a more resilient local food system. And for every tray grown, only a small amount of water is used compared to traditional farming practices. It's super healthy for you and super healthy for the environment. And remember that secret benefit I promised? It's coming up in just a moment. So if you've enjoyed this video so far, be sure to hit the like and subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so you can learn more about growing microgreens in 2025. All right, that secret benefit I talked about, confidence. Growing microgreens at home gives you confidence. The confidence that you can take care of something. You can take care of your health, you can take care of your food, and you can take care of your family, no matter what the world throws at you. Whether you're dealing with a hurricane, a tornado, or COVID, you're gonna be able to have food security that is super important. And now you're probably wondering, what is the easiest way to start growing microgreens at home? Don't worry, I got you covered in the next video. So if you want the ultimate shortcut, check out my microgreen masterclass. Go to ameliaislandmicrogreens.com/101 for a free microgreen masterclass. Ready to start growing your own nutrient-packed microgreens right at home? Click on the video on your screen right now, and I'll see you there. As always, stay awesome.